Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Eris?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, I was expecting like someone to introduce you, but that's fine.
Sorry.
We're getting right into it. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for focusing your lens on Hollywood Melanin. How are we feeling
Thank you.
today?
I feel really good. Thank you for having me.
I love your hair. It's really cute.
Thank you.
So I have a really off tangent question based off of a interview I was, because I have to stalk you, right?
Yeah.
So
Love that.
so based off a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy are you about Marvel? And what Marvel superhero or villain would you play?
I'm like the worst person to ask. I do like Marvel. So I guess on a scale, I love Marvel a lot. I just haven't seen all of the movies. So I'm like really bad. But I guess like a 7 because I like it, but I don't really know any like information.
Strong 7.
Strong 7. A person, I have no idea. Like I don't even know who's a part of it. My it should probably be like a 2. I don't know.
Okay. I'm just a complete nerd. So when you said you wanted to be like a Marvel, you just want to be a superhero in general, like do like a really
I want to be a part of I think I said that when I was like so young, but I do want to do an action film. So I just thought, okay, Marvel, but I was just young.
Well, I completely get it. But you struck a chord in me because I'm a huge Marvel fan. Did you see Spider-Man?
I did see that. Okay. That was incredible.
Okay. That's all. You know what? That's all you need to see.
That's all I need to see. I agree.
So it was a really good movie. I just needed to know for my. Now we can go on.
Yeah.
So I want to move into, first of all, congratulations for such a successful series we're in.
Thank you.
Right? And I remember for me going into acting at a very young age, there was a lot of pressure. And I don't feel like a lot of people talk about what pressures child acting and child stars go through.
Yeah.
So just sharing like a personal thing with me. I did an audition and I was like, I'm going to try to be different. I'm going to try to set myself apart and go in for a handshake. And when I went in for a handshake, she was like, oh, we don't shake hands in the industry. So that was something that stuck with me. I'm 29 years old now. And I just remember the pressure of the room, the intensity, the quietness, right? So how did you get through such a big production that This Is Us? How did you get through the audition at 10 years old on top of the pressure that comes with that, right? Yeah. And then how did you maintain it with your mental health?
Okay, great question. And one, I honestly can't believe that happened to you, but I like completely honestly disagree. But the fact that you can that like it stuck with you, and that's something that would give me freaking anxiety, like especially because you were so young. Like what? But the audition process, I was only 10 years old. I thought I didn't kill it at all, and I wasn't expecting to get it. And I think that was just because I was like, I think I messed up in my audition, and I was 10, and I was just like, well, that's that, next one. And my mom, she was just giving me encouraging words, and she was just like, okay, well, just pray on it. And I was like, okay. So just a lot of time goes by, and my parents tell me on Christmas, and they were like, you got the part, it's Tess. And I was like, who? And I was like, I got the part, is what? And they were like, This Is Us. And I was like, what? And then and then it clicked, and they were like, you got like the audition that you didn't think you were gonna get. And I was like, oh my God. So that was so incredible. And I think since I was only 10 years old, I was just more excited just to like act on something. I didn't realize the giant production that I was going into. So I was like anxiety free. I didn't understand the pressure at that time. But then when I was really like going into it, Our production is so beautiful. Like everyone, they love what they do, and they love the environment that they're in. Therefore, they create such a positive environment for the crew and the actors and the director, and even like the writers when they come on set. Like it's when I say it's a family, I don't say that because I'm supposed to say that like legally. Like I'm saying that because like it's honestly a family and fun environment where like we mess up and like we don't care, like next take, you know. And it's not like, I think the pressure never like came from set. It almost came from being in the industry. Like you need a manager, you need an agent, you need a PR, you need to post this, you need to post that, you need to be this image for other people. And I'm just like, I don't even know if I'm that image for myself. So it was almost just like, how can I fake being this one thing in the public eye when I'm like freaking 11 years old and have no idea what I want to do in life, you know? So it was just almost like that type of pressure and like that area of being like a quote unquote public figure to like, you know, like my small viewers, and then like expecting me to be someone. And I'm just like, I don't even know. So I think pressure came like that. And how I, no, sorry.
No, please go on.
No, how I overcame, that's like where I get a lot of anxiety, but I think that's just like a whole nother conversation, like social media and stuff like that, comparison, like that just always affected me to this day. And it's definitely a journey. And I think that how I overcame that, I think I just focused on myself for a bit. I would take, you know, time away from social media and just time away from just like people. And I think that's why the pandemic taught me so much, because I got time to focus on myself strictly. And it was forcing me to focus on myself, because at the time I was just like, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I was just like, you know, who cares about Eris's needs? But when I actually, when the pandemic hit, it was like, okay, well, I guess I can focus on myself now, you know?
Yeah. So first of all, I want to give you your flowers now and really put it in perspective, at least from my lens, what you are doing, and more importantly, what you mean to the collective community, especially Black women. You are taking on, and you've done this since you were 10 years old, so a very young age. You are taking on so many different challenges and social norms and meeting them head on with no fear and so much confidence. And I appreciate your existence, because I don't think anyone would, I know I would crack under this pressure, especially at that age.
Yeah. I said I have cracked.
Okay. Well, you look good cracking then.
Thank you.
Because I would have been like, you know, I would have busted a Miley Cyrus and been swinging off like, you know, cannonball somewhere. I appreciate you so much for knowing how important this is and what this means to your community. Thank you. Moving on to family and your loved ones and inspiration. So I know you're the oldest. I am also the oldest of two.
Oh, okay.
I have a brother and a sister.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of, maybe you can agree, we're like the third parent. Like, you know, right? I want a mug that says best third parent. Like, that's what I want.
No, absolutely. Because even when like my like parents have to go somewhere, they're just like, okay, you're in charge. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm in charge. So, you know.
Do something. Yeah. No, let me tell you, I had my siblings so scared that, well, I should say, not scared. They respected me because, you know, my mom was a single parent. So I would, you know, babysit a lot. And one time my mom stayed home, and they know to have the house clean before I get home. Before Betty gets home, have the house clean. So my mom was like, what are you guys cleaning so frantically for? She's on her way, Mom. And then my siblings are telling my mom, and she's like, but I'm the mother. They're like, well, you leave. So
oh my God, that's hilarious. You have them wrapped on your finger, like.
I was just real, you know, I calmed down a lot. But
no, like,
I say that to say we take on a lot of responsibility. So I understand you have two younger sisters. Now, how young are they? What are the age gaps?
So Jersey's right after me. She's 11. Then it's Harley, and she's 6. And then there's Demi, and she's 5.
Oh, wow. So I only counted 2, but there's 3, and there's so 4 in total. Okay. So one of the things that I talk to, and this is actually because I am just the older energy, I have little cousins too, and she's in her teens, and we talked about dating. So have you had those conversations with your younger siblings, or at least the 11-year-old yet, or?
Even the 11-year-old is like completely, she doesn't care at all. Like, of course, she would be like, there's a really attractive person in my class. Now, like, oh, okay, cool. But she doesn't care about dating at all. And I think that like she's in middle school, so I'm trying to think of like what that time was for me, and I wasn't even thinking about boys then. Like, so stay live with her.
So, and I bring this up because your character, Tess, is dealing with that internal struggle of dating already, and in her season she was 10. And I was thinking, what type of advice would I give as an older sister if my sister were to come to me with that type of information? And I really couldn't think of anything. So what would you say if your 10-year-old sister was coming to you and expressing herself as Tess?
Coming to me, I would accept her, and I would just be there for her. Like, what do you want to talk about? Because I feel like it's a place of vulnerability when you really go to someone, and when you ask, like, not even asking for help, but when you want to talk. So I don't like it. It's one of those things where I just want to be an ear. Tess had like 10 million thoughts. I'm gonna close my window 1 second, just to like this is an effect. Okay. But there you go. Sorry. But,
okay.
Tess had 10 million thoughts going on in her head at the time, and it was almost just like, are my parents going to accept me? She knows that she has loving parents, but a conversation like that is so hard and tricky that her mind was just going to like, well, what if this and what if that? So I think when it comes to that, I would just let my sister know, like, I got you and I'm here for you. And it's just one of those things that's just like, I want to know what's on your mind, and I want to ease your mind in any way that I can, but it's for you to not deal with, but for you to accept, and for you not to be scared, and for you to know that you're protected in this household. Like, when you go out, you're only going out with the advice that I gave you, but in this house, I want you to feel safe.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And moving on. So obviously I've never met your mom, right? Yeah. But I have watched a lot of interviews, and I know this about your mom. She is one strong, loving woman.
100%.
And one of the things that I took away from my mother is just by osmosis, right? So I learned the gift of acceptance. The only way to love my mom is through accepting her fully and letting her live her life. What are one of the gems that you took away from your mom, without like not a teaching lesson, not advice, just looking at her as a woman? What did you take away and was just like, I'm gonna this is gonna be me now?
Right. I'm trying to think. There's so many things, and since I'm like on the spot, I'm like, I don't even know. But my mom she's so strong, and I think the main thing is she always puts herself before others. And she has 4 children, she has a husband, she has this job that she has to work on all the time, and she's a lot to do, a lot to take care of, a lot of responsibilities that she has to do. Like, she has to take care of all her kids, and she has to make sure her needs are met when it comes to every single relationship that she has in this house. And I think that she really gives her all, and like she puts everything like that she can into her relationships, and to making sure that people around her are happy, and to make sure that they're loved. And I think that when I look at her, I'm just like, well, that's exactly what I want to do, not even as a mom, but just as a person. Like, I want to give anything that I do. She also taught me this, like, never quit, and just keep on doing it. And even if you mess up, that's okay. And I think that's the main thing that she taught me. Even when it comes to relationships, like, I do want to make sure that people around me are happy and are positive, and I do want to work on things. And I think just like relationships, like even with my sisters, like I fight with them, especially the 11-year-old, too much. And I'm just like, I'm freaking 16, like, get out of my face. Why am I arguing with like a freaking middle schooler? But at the same time, I'm just like I love my sisters, and they mean so much to me. And even when it comes to work or friends, like, I want to give my all, and she definitely taught me that.
Perfect. So wrapping it up, last question: I am really sad, but happy that you are coming up to the final season. We're ending it here. But what do you see? I see so many gifts from you, right? I see you being a writer. I see you being a producer. I think you like to sing. I might have heard that.
No.
Oh, no? Okay. Gonna put that back in my pocket. But I see it for you. So, you never know. But
oh my God.
Where do you see yourself? This has been really serious, a very serious role, right? And then I believe there's Cherry Lemonade, very serious role. I think so far, all of your projects have been very serious. So where do you see yourself going now?
I definitely want to branch out into film. I love television. Obviously, I grew up on This Is Us, NBC, and I'm really happy with my experience there. But acting and television isn't the only things that I love, and I definitely am going to look into producing my own work and putting out stuff that I know only I can tell, and going into film, because I'm really excited. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that it's bright and I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Thank you so much again for focusing your lens on Hollywood Melanin. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking.
Thank you so much.